Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and this is Boy.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
Welcome back to the program. This week we've got a great lineup of local residents doing some really cool things, and we're going to start off with the International Theatre Studio, and in representation their president Martin. Hello Martin, it's been a long time since I've interviewed
It certainly
you.
has. 2016 was the last time we spoke about ITS.
Wow.
Personally.
8 years ago.
Absolutely.
So Therapy though, I mean it's gone very quickly in a way,
It
but I
certainly
have
has.
seen you a lot in between.
You will have done on
And
on
in
stage.
performances, and also receiving, raising all those funds with the amazing Calendar Girls performance.
That was certainly a high point of for ITS, raising over 5,000 euros for cancer charities. So that was a real high point for us.
It really was, and there were so many people involved. I liked the performance because it had a really large cast. It was beautifully put together, and then the calendar is exceptional. I've got Hannah plastered over my kitchen at the moment for April,
As many
about to
people have.
change. But it was one of, I think, also the highlights of the 8 years that I've known about the studio.
Absolutely.
That, you know, it really was a wonderful performance.
The production itself was so well attended, and indeed at the end we put on an extra night because so many people were wanting to come. But when you're putting on a piece like that is very well known, the audience almost fill the theatre for you. And then with the knock-on, and people were saying, why isn't there a calendar girls? And then we decided in the end, okay, we'll do one independently, set it aside, and over the time with the 12 months and the girls who were in the play and others who were in ITS doing the photography and that sort of thing, all brilliantly received.
It was an amazing team effort and
It
very,
certainly
as you
was.
say, well received by the public. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I laughed, I cried, as one should
Yep.
in a performance such as that. How did you get involved with the International Theatre Studio?
Well, I was actually dragged along just as a bit of fun by a friend of mine saying, "Oh, come along to one of the events that they were doing and come along to a casting." And I said, "Well, I haven't acted since I was about 8 years old when I played the third shepherd in the school nativity." And so I went along, and then they asked me to read. And the next day, I got a call from Diana King, and she asked me if I'd take a part. And of course, I wasn't prepared for it, but I thought, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. So I said yes. And that was 2016, and that was when you
That's
interviewed
when I met you. I
me.
didn't realise you were such a newbie at the time.
I am. And since then, I've got involved more and more with productions, both now producing, directing, and appearing in. So over those 8 years, it's really taken over a lot of my life, and it's so much fun to do. And we have so many foreign residents that get involved, and that's lovely to see.
It's a great social activity, isn't it? Because you make really good friends. A lot of bonding goes on in rehearsals.
There certainly is, and in the current production, which is going on now, we have 6 people in the cast, plus everybody else that's involved in it. And it's a great weekly get-together, and indeed now as we're coming towards the production, daily almost, and it's a really good way of bonding, getting to know new people, building confidence for a lot of people who maybe haven't yet before ever either got on stage or been around people or actually put their name to something.
What is this performance? Tell us more.
Well, this production is called First Things First. It's a play by Derek Benfield, and it's out on the 10th and the 11th and 12th of May. I'll get that one in quickly, and it's at TRH Hotel Paraíso in Estepona. And it's a farce of 3 ladies and 3 gentlemen. There's Pete, who's the main character. His first wife goes off and climbing and has an accident and has sadly passed away. He gets remarried. Then out of the blue, his first wife comes back. And his best friend, George, who is, in inverted commas, a little bit loopy, they try to resolve the situation. And his second wife's mother arrives, who throws a lot of problems, and it's a comedy farce. And it's laugh, laugh, laugh all the way through situations. Really
Looking
fun.
forward to it. So it's at the
Yeah.
Paraíso Hotel.
The Paraíso Hotel.
Again, what were the dates?
It's the 10th and the 11th and 12th of May. Curtain up at 8 o'clock. So everybody's welcome. Tickets are on sale now.
Do you get tickets from the hotel, tickets from you? How do we get our tickets?
Tickets are available on our website, which is internationaltheatrestudio.org. And if you go down to show all the productions that are coming up, there you'll find the tickets. And as I say, they're 17 and 19 euros for a great evening out.
For a great evening out. I can, as I say, been there, done it, worn the T-shirt, bought the calendar.
You certainly have.
It certainly is worth it. If people would like to get involved with the theatre studio, I know I joined because I wanted to meet people, and that was when I joined, I think, back in 2017, 18. What is the way of getting in, joining? What are the benefits of joining? What happens if you join?
Yeah, well, you become a member if you'd like to. It's not, you don't have to, but you can sign up for our newsletter, which goes out every month or two a month sometimes. And it gives lots of events that we're doing. And usually we do something every single month of the year, except for July and August, when a lot of people aren't here, of course. So we have play readings, social evenings, the big productions as we're doing now, 2 a year, and various other bits and pieces that go on throughout the year. So there's always something coming up. We're a very friendly group, mainly English speaking. We have a lot of Spanish speakers, but also who speak English, plus Dutch, Danish, French. So we have a lot of international people that follow us. And evenings can be from 100 people down to small groups of 20, but it all depends on what we're doing. But there's always something going on, always something to get involved in.
I think that's lovely because, as you say, if maybe you don't want to be on stage, but then you've got the sound, the lighting, and I suppose doing the wardrobe, and there must be the scenery. There must be so many ways of being involved.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't actually want to be on stage.
That's true, and a lot of people bring skills to the group. So if we have carpenters who come along and they help with the production in putting the stage together, we have people that are interested in electronics, they get involved in lighting or sound, and then we also have people that just want to get generally involved with running around doing things for the group. And they're not on their own, they're with other people, and it's a nice, social, friendly event.
Absolutely fabulous. International Theatre Studio. Do you want to tell us some of the people who are going to be appearing in this performance coming up? Yeah,
well, we have some of the old favourites and some newbies. We have Jamie, who's been in many plays over the years. We have a new guy, Fraser, who's playing George. We have Sue Hall, who was in Calendar Girls. And I'm going to look up. So we have Samantha, who was also in Calendar Girls. She had a small part, and this is her first major role. And finally, we have Carmel Rogers, who's another firm favourite. She's a really great character actress. So 6 people on stage, plus another 6 behind running around doing all the things. So really quite a lot.
And the
of
lovely Sheila Miller in the background,
Sheila
giving you the prompts that you need.
Thank you very much. Sheila is producing the play for me. So
and doing beautifully, helping with the production of this interview. Martin, lovely, thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much for having me, Nicole.
And I'll
Always
see
a
you
pleasure.
there. Not a threat, it is a promise. Get your tickets now. CIT Marbella is a business networking association, and a very good one. They have a lot of contacts in the administrative setup in Spain, and they really know what's going on. So whether you're a little business or a large business, it's certainly worth checking out. For over a decade now, I get the benefit of receiving to my program one of their members every week, so we can find out more about the facilities and services that are going on in our community. And I'm delighted to welcome to the program Stuart Weeks of Fluent Finance Abroad. How lovely to see you, Stuart.
And you, nice to meet you.
Welcome. I believe this is your first television interview.
It is.
He's all mine. Don't worry. It's going to be hopefully fun and a chance for our community to get you to know you a little bit better. Where are you from originally? I mean, you sound very English.
I'm from the UK, from a town called Stamford, which is about 40 minutes north of Cambridge.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been living in Spain?
Well, a little while now. I came here in '98. I was a financial advisor in the UK, and I hated it. So I left and said, never doing finance again. And I came here and worked in property for 2 or 3 years, and somebody found out I was qualified and offered me a job, and I kept refusing it, and in the end I took it as a mortgage broker as opposed to a financial advisor, and loved mortgage broking. Hated financial advising, loved mortgage broking. different thing.
So you just found your niche. And
Yes, yeah, completely.
also, I think the sunshine may help as well. No, because whatever we do, when you do it in the sunshine and in the atmosphere that we're lucky to have on the Costa del Sol, I really do think it makes a big
Oh,
difference.
I just love the Spanish lifestyle. I love everything. Spain is my home now. I've been here a long time.
Well, it was very nice before hearing you speak not only a bit of Spanish, but with a good, thick Andalus accent. That was a lovely surprise. But I think those of us who arrived before 98, 2000, it wasn't as English speaking then as it is now, and we really did need to learn a bit to survive.
My Spanish is a bit iffy. I can speak to anyone about anything and they will understand me, but I've never had any lessons, never had any classes. I've only learnt it from listening, so my verbs are a bit iffy, and the problem is because I've learnt from listening, I apparently have picked up an Andalus accent as well.
Well, that's quite okay because we live in Andalusia, so that's quite acceptable. And I think the Spanish are ever so grateful. It doesn't need to be perfectly spoken, but they really do appreciate that we make an effort. So,
Yes, they do, very much so.
Yeah, they're not judging, the opposite. So anything really makes a big difference. So Fluent Finance Abroad, was this the company that came after you and said, we need you, or have you been changing since you started? And
No, this was originally a company called, originally I started for a company called Green Independent, who were in 2001. And I worked for them until 2008 when the crash came. Everything went very pear-shaped. And Green Independent, along with a lot of other companies at the time, folded. I then worked for myself as a mortgage broker, working from home for a few years. As the crisis deepened, it got much more difficult to earn money. And I went back to the UK in 2013 for 2 years and worked as a mortgage broker in the UK, doing UK mortgages for 2 years. And then I met Mark, who owns Fluent Finance Abroad, and I met him in England, and he offered me a job. And I was dying to get back to Spain. I hated being in England.
But it probably did you good to have those 2 years back in the UK to really get up to date with how they're doing it, so that when you come over here, you really knew what was going on and could really advise properly.
And I came back to Spain to work for Mark 8 years ago, nearly 9 years ago now, and great company, great boss, and I've really enjoyed working there.
So tell us a bit about Fluent Finance Abroad. We understanding it's to do with mortgages, but it's a bit more than that. Can you explain why someone sitting in the UK or here would want to contact Fluent Finance Abroad?
Fluent Finance Abroad are mortgage brokers, the same as you get anywhere mortgage brokers. Their job is to find the best mortgage to suit your circumstances. However, 90% of the people that we deal with are foreigners, whether they be English or American or Canadian or Polish or Danish, and for them, the mortgage system in Spain is very, very different to pretty much all of their home countries. It's a much more convoluted system, and navigating the actual system and dealing with the banks that from a foreign country is just so much more difficult. Let a mortgage broker do it for you. If you're trying to do it yourself, you're going to go to one bank, 2 banks. We will automatically go to half a dozen banks for you anyway, and we will deal with the Spanish. We will deal with all the paperwork. We make the whole we take you from where you are now right up until you got the keys in your hand and walk you through the whole process, because it's not simple, and it's certainly nowhere near as easy as it is in, for example, the UK or the States or Holland, for example.
Also, you've got that thing in Spain, which I think still prevails, that it's who you know. And I imagine, therefore, when you're in contact with people continuously, they're obviously more open to receiving you because you're presenting the documentation in a correct way. You're making sure everything's done the way they want it, so they're less skeptical to begin with, I would imagine.
Very, very, very true, because it's all about having the right contacts and having the right relationship with those contacts, and you build those relationships over time. And we have the relationship with the banks. They know the quality of business that we give them, and they know we won't give them any old rubbish. So it means that they have a little bit of leeway with us, and because they know we know what we're doing effectively.
Exactly, as I say, I know Spain, how it works, and knowing somebody in the right places makes a big difference.
A huge difference.
Wonderful. Well, it's very interesting. And if you're looking to get yourself a mortgage, you now know that Mark and Stuart at Fluent Finance Abroad are ready and waiting to receive you.
Most certainly are.
Lovely to see you, Stuart.
And
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hoganstown. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
You've been out of shape and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the
Zero Hero.
Welcome to Vigo Banús. Zero Hero, welcome to Belmari.
hey, it's a brand new hey.
We're now going over to the Harbour restaurant where I went the other day for a lovely luncheon organised with Fashion Show by Anne O'Halloran. She's got some gorgeous clothes, lovely handbags, but the nice thing was it was in aid of Afisol and Darkness into Light. Coming up on the 11th of May, we're going to be up before the crack of dawn. I personally will do my walk from Estepona, but it's a lovely initiative to really, I suppose, bring awareness to the suicide prevention necessity of people suffering and those who have lost people to suicide and those that we don't want to lose. So on the 11th of May, it would be lovely if you'd all join in on these walks that are organised along the Costa del Sol for Darkness into Light, Costa del Sol. Join us, please. It would be lovely to see you there.
Dices hola guapa, ¿cómo te llamas? ¿Quieres hacer cosas en mi casa? Es atrevido, pero me gustas tú. Es que no me voy a casa contigo. Déjame sola que tu motivo. Quiero escuchar la música.
Lovely.
Pa' ti,
Really nice.
no hay nada pa' ti. Pa' ti, so keep your hands on me. Pa' ti, no hay nada pa' ti.
Yo quiero eso. I want that. That's lovely. Lovely, isn't it? Really lovely.
And it's a lovely dress as well. You don't have to wear it. It's got a lovely tie on and everything. It's got like that.
Back up and give me my space. Me and the girls are here to invade. Shaking my ass, but it's nothing to say. How many times can I say no before you go away? 'Cause you ain't getting none of this. Stop begging me to stay. Pa' ti, no hay nada pa' ti. So keep your hands upon me. Pa' ti, no hay nada pa' ti.
Hi, ladies. Hello. Hi, haven't you? You look lovely. How long time no see? Hey, killed the radio star, you know.
Para de tocarme, no te voy a dar nada. Si no me dejas, si no me dejas.
Oh, it's pretty. Very pretty.
Para de
Nice to see you. It's lovely, ladies.
Keep your hands up.
Hi there. Look at you all with your sunglasses. Oh, so Hollywood. Hi there. Very beautiful backdrop as well.
Dice sola guapa como te llamas. Quieres hacer cosas en mi casa. Es atrevido, pero me gustas tú. Es que no me voy a casa contigo. Déjame sola que es tu motivo. Quiero escuchar la música. Pa' ti. No hay nada pa' ti. So keep your hands on me. Pa' ti. No hay nada pa' ti.
Hi, girls.
Back up and give me my space. Me and the girls were here to invade. Shaking my ass, but it's not for your sake. How many times can I say no before you go away? 'Cause you ain't getting none of this. Stop begging me to stay. So keep your hands up on me. Bati. No hay nada pa' ti. Back up and give me my space. Me and the girls were here to invade. Shaking my ass, but it's not for your sake. How many times can I say no before you go away? 'Cause you ain't getting none of this. Stop begging me to stay. Bati. No hay nada pa' ti. Bati. So keep your hands up on me. Bati. No hay nada pa' ti.
Señorita Rizal.
Para de tocarme, no te voy a dar nada. Si no me dejas, tendremos problemas.
Hey, hey.
It's not every day someone gets to speak to a person who holds a Guinness World Record. But I am speaking to someone like that right now, the lovely Clara. Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you for being part of it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I got messages. Everyone is like, I'll be there.
Thank
Really
you.
amazing. 55 hours non-stop
Yes.
interviewing people.
Yes.
I get exhausted after a morning of doing a show. I mean, really, you know how it is.
I know.
And yet
I
you still
know.
decided to go for 55
I
hours.
don't know how, but yes, we did it. 90 people, 55 hours, 24 seconds. Yes.
Just setting up 90 people to interview, coordinating the times, your team, and I have to say this,
Yeah.
chapeau.
Yeah.
What a beautiful team you
Yeah.
had. It was
Yes.
lovely to meet them and get to see
Yeah.
how everyone was running around, each person, their mission.
Oh, yeah, they gave me life. They were really, yes, my willingness was there, but they were also the heart of the whole show. They gave all they could. You know, even when like my body was failing me, they were there, like pumping me with energy in terms of when I need ice to cool down or massage or food or, you know, just water. I was hydrated. I promise you, the best team I could have asked. I did got it, and I'm so grateful for them. Yes.
What did it feel like when you, because when you finished, not only then you did 55
Yeah.
hours of interviews, 90 people,
Yeah.
all the team, you then had to
Yeah.
present everything officially, get everybody of those 90 to sign a piece of paper and send it back.
Yes, that too took a long time.
I bet that was hard as doing the interviews.
Thank you. That was as hard as getting the 90 people together. Even we had more than 90 people, but it was as hard as pre-production, you know, because you have to remind people, please, can you sign and send back? It took us literally 1 month to click send button. On the 8th of April, we sent all the evidence.
It's funny because I received my little message and I looked at it and then I saw you come back with like, and it's like, you know, something, just do it now. Obviously they need this. But yes, it's like just that little tiny extra step to make it a reality.
No, the evidence was the extra work on its own. The post-production was another job on its own. But again, it goes back to the team. It goes back to our willingness. So you can imagine the emotional roller coaster from pre-production to production to post-production. It was just continuous like this, but again, we're here, and I'm super, super proud.
And what was it like, that moment? How did you get the news? It's official. How did they notify you? What was it like?
It was through email. It was through email. I was like, you know, I knew that in the five working days after sending that I would get a message. So 5 working days, I was looking at my email every second, literally, and then all of a sudden, the email came in, the message came in, and I was like, I closed my eyes and used half eyes and looked and said, we are thrilled. I was like, so it was like, we are thrilled. Opened my 2 eyes and I was like, I screamed, I cried, and all the emotions of everything came back again. Everything I felt came back again. So it was so amazing. It still is.
What inspired you in the first place to say, I'm going to get a Guinness World Record and I'm going to do it by marathon interviewing?
Yes, what inspired me is women of success. I am constantly inspired by women like yourself that work hard, that go for what they believe in. So a lot of ladies that I know, they give it all. You know, they want to be their best and they give it all. I must give a credit and the flower to a lady I'll keep mentioning. Her name is Hilda Basi. She's a Nigerian that did a cook-a-thon. And it was almost a year ago or something, or more, I'm not sure anymore. But I remember I was here in my home in Spain and I was screaming. She did 90-something hours of cooking. Wow. And I was screaming, I was crying, I was rooting for her. Because for me, I felt like, wow, what a move. And in that moment, I was like, anything is possible. For some reason, it planted a seed. And gradually, and she made it through, I was just screaming, I was so super excited for her. So somehow, the seed planted in my head, and I took it up. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I need to step out of my comfort zone. Although I was pursuing a different thing, there was a whole big thing that I was going after. And it felt like it was, you know, it was taking time to arrive. But then I needed to shake up things. And for me, going for Guinness World Record was a way to shake up myself, to blow myself that, come on, you got this.
Do something big, do something different.
Yes. I think that was it. That was, you know, that feeling of something bigger than me.
Yes, I do actually.
Yes, yeah.
I do, because you actually do television anyway. Tell us a bit about your normal self when you're not striving for a Guinness World Record. How's Clara's day-to-day normally?
As in, it's always about, again, my show is all about, you know, interviewing successful women like you, men as well. And I have a big ambition to tell stories of people. I have so many stories to tell, and I want to tell that through interviews, film, documentaries. My day-to-day is always constantly looking for inspiration for the next big thing, you know. And aside from that, I'm actually a normal girl. I do a lot of workout. As I post on my social media, I try to live a normal life, to be honest, and social balance and be where my energy feels I should be. I don't just go everywhere. I go, you know, we're in Marbella, you know how it is. There's a lot of activities, but I choose where my energy goes. And so it's really a normal girl with her family and just going after her dream.
I'm sure your family are excruciatingly proud of you.
Even my daughter was circulating my flyers. My mommy did 55 hours without sleeping. My mom.
But I imagine it's a big deal. She knows you, she saw, and I think also not just that you did the Guinness World Record, but the fact that you challenged yourself to something because if we don't challenge ourselves, life becomes very monotonous, really.
Exactly.
Sometimes we need to see what we're capable of, step out of our comfort zones.
I think for me, it's not just about breaking record. It's about really telling myself, first of all, you're on the right path. Because there's something like you've done something so many times for so long, and it felt like you need to shake up things. And then it felt, okay, I need to do something to reassure myself that I'm on the right path, you know. And that was me confirmation, because if I don't have the will, there's no way I would have been able to stand there for 55 hours. Absolutely not. And seeing my daughter, you know, afterwards, she still talk about it today. So the way she sees it, she doesn't understand it. She's only 7, but she sees it that you did not sleep for 55 hours. I say, because mommy is going after her goal. She's going after her dream, and she knows what the dream is. The big TV network that she's going after. She knows what the dream is. You know, I say it, she may not really know exactly what
7-year-olds are pretty together. 7-year-olds are pretty together. Yeah.
So she kind of knows that mommy is going after, you know, building a big network, doing this, doing that. So she knows all of that dream. I say it all the time. So for me to see how she repeats it, it kind of says a lot, and it makes her know that giving up is not an option. So whatever we do in the house is giving up. If you start it, you got to finish it. That's it. You're not walking away from it. Finish it. If you fail, that's okay, but at least finish it. You know, so yeah.
It's a great example. A great example. And you're very good at what you do. I was surprised at the things that came out my mouth. I mean, it's like things I never talk about to anyone ever. And here I am with Clara. And then it was like, okay, I don't want to talk about this. She goes, but I'm falling asleep, and it would really help if you gave me some juicy info. Like, okay, for your sake, I will bear all.
No, that I appreciate, because not just you. A lot of people were very intentional. They said, I'm going to give her a juice. I'm going to give her a spark of life. And all of you came in with open heart, the biggest heart, and you let me in. For me, that was like, you know, it gives me,
But I think you can relate being in that situation, unless you're telling me something that's really interesting. How can I keep this going? You know? So it was like really getting into the personal stuff, but again, worth it. To help you achieve something that I think, as I say, it's not about a Guinness World Record. It's about getting out there, challenging yourself,
inspiring someone who is having any sort of dream, that your dreams are valid, that whatever you think you can achieve, you just have to begin. As hard as it will be. Like sometimes till today, when I sit on my sofa, I was like, wow. We actually made a Guinness World Record. It's not this. Like, I sit down on the kitchen because I walked literally everywhere in my house. I did not sleep pre-production. I was awake literally.
Is it an anticlimax now that it's over? What's next?
Yeah, I keep getting that question.
What do you do next?
Yes, the next, again, the big picture awaits. I continue to await, because I'm always, you know, I'm constantly evolving. I am hungry, again, goes back to my storytelling, hunger to give people platform. I am pursuing after my online TV network to develop a massive network where I'll give young people opportunity to be the face of the brand. And, you know, the goal is not to just be the face of the brand. The goal is to bring a lot of empower young people who inspire or aspire to be presenters, talk show hosts, or, you know, filmmakers, to give them platform to grow and be the best of themselves. So yes, I'm pursuing that one step at a time. No pressure, but the pressure is on.
Exactly, but let it flow. Things seem to work much better when you enjoy them and let them flow. When you're trying to ram them home and make it happen.
Yes, yes. It's been a journey, but I'm so proud of it, really.
You should be. And we're proud of you too. Marbella is proud of you. Another Guinness World Record for Marbella.
Yes,
so that's really something very cool.
Thank you, Nicole.
Clara, congratulations.
Thank you.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
So happy for you.
Thank you. We did it.
We did it. Yes,
we did it.
We did it. I'll take it, but you did it.
Thank you.
She did it. She got
it. I appreciate you a lot, really. For your support, it's been amazing, really. Yeah.
Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Hi, I'm Monica.
Hi, I'm Paula.
We are sisters and we are here to talk to you because we are the founders of Family Support Group. This is a company that began many years ago when our mom died. It was something horrible for us because nobody can help us. And in this moment, we decided that no one who faces a terrible illness can be in the same process like us.
So that was the reason that we created Family Support Group. And we bring you the doctors, caregivers, and nurses to your own house for help you.
Our mom wanted to be at home, and we had problems with the healthcare system in Spain because you must talk with a lot of doctors, you must try to investigate many things and many information, and we were absolutely alone.
We can bring you all the medical service to your house.
We want to be your family support group.
No one needs to pass away in a hospital or in a hospice. You can be in your own house with your family and with all the dignity and treatment that you need for your family. Call us. We are here for you.
Zero Hero, welcome to the sister restaurant.
Welcome, Marbella Now. Hi, I'm very happy today because Nicole King has invited me to the program of Marbella Now. And she says if I do my job good, maybe she invites me again. So I'm going to try and do my very best to teach you and show you what is Marbella all about. All of you who live here, of course, don't need any teaching. You probably know more than me. But those that are not here, I always want them to know how versatile, how international, what a cosmopolitan. It's like a village, but it is a city. Do we call it a city or do we call it a village? I think that we are a big family here. And I started this family a long time ago because I came, I don't tell you when, but I'm here for more than 40 years. So you can try and work all that out. People always ask me, at your age, well, they have no idea, so I'm not going to try and help them on that. I'm in the real estate, and real estate is a big word. Today, there are many, many newcomers from Scandinavia that have settled here. They call themselves agents. Then I hear the owners and they say the newcomers haven't got very much experience about properties. They don't know very much about all the important, the finance, the legal side. I'm not a lawyer, but we always propose people that they should have a lawyer. But before they have a lawyer, have a pretty good knowledge about what should be done and should not be done. So before I enter into a visit with somebody, I know what I'm going to show, I know the size, I know where it is, I know what advantages it has, and I also talk about disadvantages, because sometimes there are disadvantages when you buy, and perfection does not exist in life, I don't think so. We may think so at the time, and then you think, oh, but we didn't realize it may rain. But Marbella is a place that never rains, and suddenly, zoom, it comes down, and we don't know what to do with the water in such a short time. So Marbella is very special, and you really have to know it. You have to know the places, you have to know where the schools are, where the hospitals are, where the gym is, where the pediatrician is. You need to know everything, because those that come from outside know nothing about Marbella. You need to really, it's almost like a guide. You have to show them which is the area that they should have, because they may have children, and maybe it's more convenient if they're close to the school, but there are school buses, and maybe it suits them better to have the children in a German-speaking school rather than the international school, or the English school, or the university. I mean, we have so much to choose from. And the good part is, we have a privilege. The weather is the best in the whole of Europe. So people come here and they want to settle here. They want to have the children out in the open air so that they have healthy life, and that they can do their sports, and that they can wake up with the sun in the morning, because we do have sun more than 300 days. And so it is a fantastic place to be a mother, to have children, to be a father, to have your kids there. You go with them, I see them with their prams proudly going around. I don't see so many in other countries proudly going around with prams. So I think that it's a place where people smile. I'm a Hungarian born, and I hear in Hungary people don't wake up happy. And it's probably the life around them. The color of the sky when you wake up in the morning, it just makes you smile. It makes you smile on your own. You don't even need to share it. And if you have somebody to share it with, so much the better. Now, regarding properties, there are people who've been working all their life with the dream of one day I'm going to retire and I want to have a place in the sun. This is sort of a thought that comes to them as they're a child, and maybe they've been traveling with their parents and gone to different parts. And then when they are working through life and they think, what should I do when I retire? Well, this is a place that you can play golf, you can play polo, you can, all sorts of games. You have the sea here, you have the boats, and you have windsurf, kite surf. You have, what is it that you don't have? We have helicopters you can rent for an hour, just to have a day special. You want to give somebody a present. Well, we can organize you most of the things. If you want to charter a sailing boat, a motorboat, a big yacht, buy a big yacht, buy a helicopter, buy a plane, because I'm so interested in trying to help people. So I'm very connected because I'm curious. Most people, they are sort of, they think that way, I think this way. And so I like to learn about different happenings all the time. I don't know if you know about Andalusia, but Andalusia is a big word. And if you know Andalusia and you discover it, you're going to be very happy. We had, a couple of weeks ago, we had Seville, we had the fair. I was part of that for 3 days. It's fun, it's wonderful. You see all these beautiful people, you see the people on the horses, the young people, the girls dress up in the short jackets with the hat, the guys that are next to them on their beautiful horses. You have the bullfights, you have the flamenco, you have all of this. And you have Madrid, 2.5 hours away by train, and you come into the middle of Madrid. You have Seville, which is 2 hours away by car. So everything is close by. And of course, what am I doing? I sell properties, but I sell properties in a different way. I sell it so that I try to fit your requirements, not to sell what I want to sell because somebody said to me, you have to sell it. And today, there could be a buyer for that because it may be cheaper if somebody really is in a hurry and they say, I don't mind, I just want to get rid of it. There's not so much of that right now. There's actually more people wanting to buy than sell at this moment, so I really appreciate when somebody gives me their property for sale. I wanted to go outside my window, if Nicole lets me, just to do a viz so that you see what beautiful houses I have for sale. But I'm not going into any details because she's telling me that my time is up. So my telephone, you want to know, is 952-814040. And we are here 7 days a week. We are here except Christmas Day and New Year's Day. There are only 2 days of the year where I don't open up. And New Year's Day, if it's a very beautiful day, I do open up for a few hours. just to say good morning to the new year. So we're here every day from 9:30 in the morning till 10 at night, and in the summer months till midnight. And so I call people at funny hours and they say, "What you doing calling at 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night?" Well, I'm still in the office, so I don't think. So excuse if I disturb people, but I always have something good to transmit. So hopefully you get in touch with me, say, "Hi, Christina Sekeli, I saw you, I heard you, I've met you before," and you come and give me your apartment for sale or your villa for sale or your business for sale or whatever you want to sell. And then, well, of course, we also sell properties. So if you say, "I need a house" or "I need an apartment," I'm there for you. And here's Nicole, and she tells me, "See you next time round." Thank you so much. This was sponsored by me, Christina Sekeli.
Hey, hey.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Urban Chai.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Gusto e Fantasia.
Last but never least, my dear Georgina Shaw of Shaw Marketing Services is once again in the studio. How lovely to see you, Georgina.
Lovely to see you as well, Nicole. Every time I come, I love it so much, and then there's too long between them.
But it's amazing how much time can go by.
Yes.
But busy at work, busy with families.
That's it.
There's a lot going on. Plus that you live in Manilva.
Yep.
And I love it that you scoot around on your motorbike, which
do.
is, I find, exceedingly impressive.
Well, it is the way to travel this time of year. If anyone's wondering how to get parking, how to get through traffic, if you're brave enough to drive a little scooter, it's a fantastic way to get around Marbella.
Well, you've been doing it for years, and as I say, I just love it. You get your heels off, and then the shoes come on, the helmet goes on.
Quick change.
A quick change. Shaw Marketing Services has been around for a long time now. How many years?
I think it must be 16 now. Wow. Yeah, I reckon it must be 16. Wow. And you know, we started in 2008.
You don't look old enough to even have a business.
Bless you, thank you. Yeah, we started right in the crisis, and it's amazing. You know, we've both seen it, how things have changed. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been COVID, there's been everything in between, but to still be here and going strong and actually busier than ever is fantastic and something I'm really proud of.
You should be, and you have clients all through the years, and I think that is a wonderful testament to you. But anytime it comes up about someone for organising an event, arranging things, doing the marketing and PR that one needs, I mean, Georgina is always a natural suggestion because, as I've said from the day I met you, you've kept your London UK ethic. Yeah. You work like a Brit.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference out here because most people morph into the Spanish, even Andaluz, mañana, day after mañana.
Yeah.
Mañana, just not today.
No, I mean, I think for good or bad, I'm a bit of a control freak, so I just like to get things done and have my lists, as you well know, and my timelines and all of that. And, you know, I think you can keep all of that stuff, the things that you feel are good from your home, while also integrating with what's fantastic about here.
Without a doubt. But that is, for me, one of the strong points, because if you are organising something, it's reassuring to know that everything is in control. And just as an aside, with the team from Fiesta. Yes. I know that just hearing the feedback, she's so organised. It's like, yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Well, you've got to keep it all together, you know. We've all got plates spinning, so you've got to just kind of keep it on the line and push on through.
But I think it is also a great way to show that you don't need to be good at everything. So, for example, I'm very creative and I love doing creative things, but then if you're going to put things into a strict timeline and make sure things happen at certain points, the most natural procession would be the next step to get a Georgina Shaw to organise it, because that's what is like, it really is your forte and you love it.
I do, and I think it's easier when you're outside of the organisation to see the patterns and see what needs to be done, see what's been left out. When you're in the middle of it, it's hard. So I always try and come in and kind of give people a bit of a kind of clarity of vision of what needs to be done, where we're at, and then the steps that you take, because there's always so much to do. But as long as you break it down and you organise it into priorities, you can always get it done.
Yes, and you have no qualms either about just saying things as they are. And that is also a big plus when you are giving the information that the client needs to hear and not what they want to hear, which is an often situation that they want to hear things, but that's not how it works here. Spain's different.
No, and you know, you don't want to be a no person, you don't want to be a negative person, but actually I think people really appreciate the, hang on a minute, have you considered X, Y, and Z? You know, you are not in the UK, this is how it works here. And sometimes people just need to kind of hear it really clearly to kind of go, oh, okay, so what do we do with that information then? And then we work around it.
I was laughing at one of the events we were at, and that Jude organised, lovely, with an art gallery, and seeing at the time that the invitation said, all of us Brits were there, and we were all there, and then literally 2.5, 3 hours later, as was expected by me and by yourself, the Spanish contingency came in. And yet for the people who were running the gallery, if they didn't have AU, they would think, oh, no. Okay, it's over, no one's coming, whereas with you it's like, the next round is about to arrive.
Phase 1 and phase 2.
Exactly.
And that's nice, because actually it's quite good to separate it out like that. Then you don't have to translate. You can just do your English section and your Spanish section, which tends to inevitably happen with the timing.
Because we're more used to doing things earlier. And the Spanish aren't. For them, it is the middle of the day while we're trying to do evening stuff. And they're finishing lunch. So knowing these things makes a big difference and avoids disappointment.
Yes. That's right.
So tell us some of the things you're working on at the moment.
Well, I wanted to kind of talk about a bit of like corporate social responsibility, because that is a massive passion of mine. And as you know, I always try and get my clients involved with charities, because I think that we do as businesses have a responsibility, a true responsibility to benefit our community as much as possible. And you are the shining example of that, Nicole. But I also think that for any business, no matter how big or small and what your impact is, you can do something. And I've been really pleased lately to see 2 of my clients do a great job with that. Specsavers Opticus, which you have here in Marbella, is supporting Diabetes Zero, which is like a research foundation into type 1 diabetes. And it's something that we've set up for all the stores across Spain. And now we've got the optometrist in the Marbella store running the Estepona Half Marathon on the 5th of May.
Oh, well done.
Getting money for it, raising awareness of the fact that diabetes affects the eyes. And it's just a great example of how an international company can come here, join up with a Spanish charity, the store staff can go out and do something really positive like that and then spread the word. So we've set up a GoFundMe page for him and we're raising money through there. They're going to be shaking some tins at the event and waving flags, and it's going to be really, really nice. So I'm really proud of them for kind of as well understanding that requirement to do it and really getting the whole company involved with it. And another example is Fiesta. As you mentioned, I'm doing the PR for them. 5-day concert series from the 7th to the 11th of August. And they want to support a charity per event.
Wonderful.
Which is going to be brilliant. So we're at the stage now of choosing the charities, and we're going to be giving them lots of exposure on each night, giving them an opportunity to raise money for each charity on each night.
Well done, you. Because
so
it's a great event coming up, another notch on the Marbella what's happening list, but at the same time, as they want to be integrated with the community, there is no better way than taking on one of the charities that are local.
Exactly.
And that the people locally will benefit.
Yeah, and that they kind of connect and they say, okay, you're not just come in and fly by night, chuck it on, expect all the money and run away. No, you're actually dedicating yourself to be here for the long haul. And I think that that's what all good businesses here on the coast do. And, you know, you say, how can I help others? They're going to want to help you too. Then you tap into their networks, you tap into their positive feeling about
It's a good business move, apart from
exactly
the right thing to do.
Exactly, because that's the thing. We know we are here to make money. That's like, we can't hide from that. We all need to do it. But can we do that while also making a positive impact to the community? And that's what corporate social responsibility is all about, and something that I would really urge all companies to just think about, even in just a tiny little way, because it will benefit your business as well.
Exactly. Even if you're doing a private party for yourselves,
Yes.
organising any corporate event, you can make that in aid of a local charity and just put an envelope on the desk, on the table, in the sense there are so many ways of doing a gesture, a something.
Yeah,
Just
I've seen some nice things like clothes swaps. You know, people just bring their old clothes to a party, they swap it and they do like a donation for the ones that they take. You know, there's so many things you can do if you're creative. And if you find a charity, there are so many good ones here, and they are often running really on a shoestring. And so even small donations really makes a difference to them.
It does. It's actually good thinking in my mind, going through the different charities. What would we do without them?
Exactly.
A lot of people would be in a lot worse situations if we didn't have our charities. So any one of them, whether it's for people, animals, children, whatever, just do something is always nice. And work-wise, Specsavers is one of your long-standing clients.
I think it's been about 13, 14 years with them now.
Okay, but again, it's just a testament to your consistency. Most businesses last here 18 months and they're over.
I know. No, it's fantastic. You know, it's nice to have that kind of mix of people that we've been with for a long time, like Specsavers, and new people coming in. I'm just about to meet with a new salon in Marbella to do a marketing plan, and there's an art gallery that I'm talking to. It's nice to see there's lots going on. It's good for the businesses, but it's also good for the residents and for the town of Marbella, which is, we all want to see it succeed.
Yeah, and the best, as I say, for me, the great things with Georgina, apart from organised, very, very organised, is the fact that you have the Spanish and the English.
Yes.
That is a big difference, because a lot of people don't, but you do. You have that great control of both languages, which means you can get the PR and the new press releases, everything, to all angles. You're not just choosing the international community.
No, I think it's important to understand the truly international makeup of this place. You know, it really, really is international, but like 90% of it is Spanish, because we are in Spain. And so people go, Marbella, it's international, it's so international. Well, that's not probably enough to keep you going all year round, and make a big company certainly succeed. So it's always thinking about that makeup and that percentage and how you serve them, really, and making sure you have got people there that understand and can speak the language, because otherwise it looks a bit rude, I think, and disrespectful.
I think it definitely does, and a lot of companies found out after the lockdowns of COVID and that we couldn't have the tourists come in. I was amazed at the companies that contacted me and said, now we're interested because you deal with the residents. Now we're interested because you deal with the residents. No, residents first, tourists second. And if you work that way in any business, I think it's showing the respect, and that includes our Spanish hosts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, you know, I've always thought, like, why are people not doing more loyalty cards for us residents? You know, we're here all the year. We keep the lights on, basically, when none of the tourists are here. And I do think that they're, you know, those little gestures of saying, you know, you've been here 10 times or you live here, whatever, and here's a free bottle of wine after 10 visits, things like that, make you feel like, I'm being recognised as a really important client.
And I think that's how it should be. I know in some of areas of the Spanish territory, they're actually kicking out residents to make room for the tourists, which is craziness personified. Touch wood, that doesn't affect us here.
I'm sure it won't.
We don't get kicked out of home so the tourists can come on holiday and spend their hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Georgina, lovely, lovely to catch up with you.
So nice to see you as well,
And
Nicole.
we won't leave it so long for the next time. We say this all the every time. But I see you, I see you, and I follow you on the social media. Do follow Shaw Marketing Services and the lovely Georgina Shaw. Thank you. And that's it. That's all we have time for this week. If you'd like to watch recordings of the programme, you can do so from the rtvmarbella.tv website. You can also go to their YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel, Nicole King Marbella, and you can go to my website, nicoleking.es, for links to the TV channel, to our Zero Hero website, zerohero.es, with links to loads of restaurants, bars and hotels that give free soft drinks to the designated drivers, encouraging us to have a safer city, be a bit more aware before we drink and drive. And also a link to my Marbella Moments, my column in the Euro Weekly News. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for more of what's going on in Marbella right now.
Your eyes wide, you feel it's gonna go.